Being in the military, right? A lot of people I've worked with have hit a wall that's pretty much like this. They realize they can't go back, but they don't see a way to move forward. That's kind of what I'm grasping from this song with the self-hatred and loathing.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely felt like I had already dug this hole that was so deep that there was just like no escape. And, you know, just like impending doom constantly. I got so used to just being miserable all the time. Being happy or being comfortable just sucked. I was so comfortable being miserable that when good things would happen, I self-destruct the worst. It's a hopeless place to be.
It's so crazy, the stuff that'll get you out of that. Growth is a series of small steps that will make great distance. And hope is very similar, right? Like you'll find yourself in a dark place, and hope isn't always this shining spotlight. Sometimes it's just a little flicker, and a bunch of those little flickers will start showing up. And the next thing you know, dude, you're not in the dark anymore. It's hard, man, though. It's hard because once you get in that dark, you just can't imagine what light looks like.
Welcome to the No Streetlights podcast. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Tim. We're veterans, here to talk about mental health, resilience, and the struggles we face every day.
Our goal is to foster kindness through understanding. So, let's take a breath, relax, and be welcome.
Atticus Thatcher's music doesn't just sound good, it makes you feel. And in a world where so much music feels produced just to be catchy, his songs stand out because they're real. They tap into feelings people struggle to put into words.
Tonight, we're doing something really special. We're going to experience Atticus's music together. We're going to react in real time, break down the emotions, and talk about the stories behind the tracks with the freaking artist.
I've been working on this theory while listening to your music and preparing for this episode, Atticus, and I feel like there's a very fine line between vulnerability and relatability. And I feel like you talk about deeply personal moments, and truthfully, they feel like they could belong to pretty much anybody, which I think is a very unique concept that you bring to the music world.
So, Atticus, welcome to the No Streetlights podcast. Are you ready for us to analyze your freaking soul?
Yes, I was born ready, actually.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
I've been looking forward to this for forever.
Dude, me too. Ever since I listened to, I think the first song that I really got into on yours was Stray?
Maybe Stray.
Stray.
I've been listening to your music on repeat, and I was like, what was the name of that first one I got to?
That's cool. You like that one. I'm so up and down about that one all the time, but that's really dope. You like that one.
Yo.
No, that one's, yeah. I really liked it. And, it got my attention because it's called Stray, and we have a bunch of strays we take care of. And then the album artwork is cats. So, I mean, you had me right at the beginning, dude. Like,
yeah, just catching eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo.
I was like, what do you want me to do here, man?
Well, that's the whole point. It's clickbait.
It's clickbait. Yeah.
Right.
It worked, though. I mean, I fucking loved it. Who cares? That's all that matters, as long as it works, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's been working for me. So.
Oh, yeah.
Addie, is there anything you want to like bring up or reflect on before we really just dive straight in?
I guess the biggest thing is everything's cool, man. And everything's going to be cool. And that's really important to remember, because that's like something that is really hard to like forget. But everything always is going to be cool on a long enough timeline. Everything's going to be all right. I don't know if that was a good enough topic to bring up, but that's really important. That's like my mantra, I guess. You know what I mean?
Well, I love that you shared that at the very beginning before we get into this, because there's a lot of stuff that I want to dig into with your music personally, but we're living in a time where some people would be like, why are these guys talking about music? Like there's like some fucking heavy shit going on out there in the world. People are scared.
Right.
And I think it's really important for people to hear your message and kind of take those words and kind of digest them a little bit. You know, there's a lot of horrible shit that are scaring people right now, but at the end of the day, like staying together, being a community, having love and empathy, like those are going to be the huge boons that are going to get you through that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Damn, I feel like we're swinging heavy right out the beginning, man. We haven't even dug into the music.
Yeah. Well, and I agree. That's one thing I've been thinking about a lot. And I know like being on social media, it gives you a voice, you know, to speak to more than just like the people that are immediately around you. And that's like all I've been like seeing is everything that's like going wrong. And I've even thought about like, well, should I put out music right now? Because like everything that's like happening. And I guess one of the things I always go back to, it's like you are what you take in. It's just like, yes, there are extremely important and you know, things that are happening right now. But at the end of the day, like all that stuff's going to happen. And you know, change is going to come at some point. And, you know, it's just, if you get so caught up in all that stuff, then you are really missing the whole point about like being alive. And I don't want to sound like I'm just like acting like I don't care about anything that's going on, but it's just like, and not to say too, like, not ignoring it, saying one person can't do something to make a difference, but it's just, you get so caught up in it, man. It's just so depressing. And, you know, in 1,000 years, none of us are going to be here. And it's like, I don't want to be miserable my whole life because miserable things are happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're not being dismissive. You're being kind of realistic. And I think a lot of people kind of get caught up in the difference between the two or they get caught up in the lack of difference between the two rather than focusing on the differences.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And I think that provides a pretty nice segue about how one reason that I relate so heavily to your music is you find it, or rather I have found in your music that you really strike universal chords. You're talking about shit and putting it in words and really fucking eloquently. Shit that we're all going through and we can all relate to. Like the first song that I want to listen to is Up All Night because, I mean, I feel like people are going to relate really strongly to this, if not now, at some point in their lives that they felt the same or very similarly.
Yeah, definitely. Went ahead and pulled it up. We already got the song ready to rock and roll. Atticus, are you feeling ready to jump into this?
Oh, I'm ready.
Hell
I love
yeah.
it.
The only thing that hurts my soul is that a lot of these like distribution platforms don't put the lyrics up for your songs, which it's fine, but you know, it just hurts me a little bit. That's okay.
Well, that's to be honest, it's probably more on my end. I'm supposed to submit those lyrics.
You hurt my soul, man, but
that's on me. I'll write them out for you.
Let's see if we can find some lyrics in here.
Yeah, well, let's give it a listen and go from there. I turned the volume down a little bit because the last time I did this shit was blasting and we could not hear each other. So, Aaron, is that you?
You know it's me asking for you to like the video again.
Oh, Aaron, but you know I'm going to.
Do it. Do it now.
Right now?
Oh, bravo Zulu, shipmate. You've liked the video.
Oh, thanks. What do I get in return?
Our undying love and affection. And I will fight one person for you for free.
Okay, now that's a good damn deal. I'm not going to lie. I would subscribe for that.
Subscribe. I'll fight for you.
Back to the episode, Timmy.
Oh man, that scratches an itch in my brain immediately.
Can we turn down just a little bit?
I've been up all night doing things my mom would hate. I don't think that I'm alive. I can't even feel my face. If my teeth go through my gums, and my gums will have to.
What does that even mean?
I don't think that I'm alive.
If my teeth go through my gums will have to wait.
So I have done a lot of things I'm not proud of, and that was reference to cocaine. So,
oh, okay,
yeah. If my teeth, my teeth go through my gums. Yeah.
Okay.
So
interesting.
I've never had any idea what the fuck that meant.
I'm just talking about doing a lot of cocaine.
I mean, that's dude. Like, because my immediate interpretation was like, it just means he bit off more than he could chew.
See, and that's what I love about it, because it doesn't really matter what I say. It's gonna be different for someone else, and that's that's one of the coolest things to me is whenever I would have never thought about that, but that's beautiful. I mean, that's what I meant. That's really what it was about.
That's what it was actually about.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah. He just bit off more than he could chew, Aaron.
That's good.
let's go back just a little bit.
I'm going to think about that every time I hear it now. That's so cool. I love that.
Let me see if I can get to that exact line. I don't know if I can.
Through my gums and my gums will
Close
have
enough.
to it. I don't think that I'm alive. I can't even feel my face. I've been up all night doing things my mom would hate. I don't think that I'm alive. I can't even feel my face. If my teeth go through my gums and my gums will have to wait. I don't think that I'm alive. I can't even feel my face. On the come up again, down with the substances, chilling with a couple
that's us.
friends. Atticus
Hey.
and Thatcher, well, it all depends. Who brought the drinks? Who got the drugs? I got a light. I brought the love. If you got time, I'm down to. I'll lead you on, and that's just
Clever.
because you know me better than
Know
I know
myself.
myself.
That hurts me.
me.
Oh.
Someone who loves all of my flaws.
I'm not worthy. Oh, dude.
Just know that I'm gonna break your
Pause this for a
heart.
second and talk about that. 'Cause I felt,
Sure.
I was feeling
Fuck.
that.
Whew.
Dude.
Man, y'all are making me feel so nice right now.
This is what it's like listening to your fucking music as somebody else, dude. This is
Okay. So Aaron, what are your thoughts here? You seem to know the song way better than I do.
I've got something for after this track. It seems like you've got a chord that you have like cocked and ready. What's up?
Yeah. So I can't remember the exact lyrics. This is why I'm a very much a visual person sometimes.
I'm going to get
But-
those up for you.
I appreciate that. That's okay. That's cool, man. Take your time. It's all good. I'm just going to cry until you do that.
Yo.
I'll cry with you.
No, but like the talking about not being worthy of the love
Yep.
and like somebody knowing you better than you know yourself, like that shit, like it really does dig, right? Because like I feel like I went through a phase in my life where I could have connected with that line so much, where I just never felt like I was worthy of love, man. Like I was going through, I went through a hard alcohol addiction and substance abuse issue for years, man. And now I'm over 100 days without any alcohol in my system.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I had kicked the abuse part about 2 years ago, but it was still lurking, down there like a fucking Leviathan getting ready to kill, dude.
Leviathan.
And yeah, dude, it's one of my favorite words out there.
I love it.
I have 5 favorite words. Leviathan's one of them. Let's see if I can get the other 4 naturally. and
Flabbergasted.
organically.
See if you can plug them in.
Flabbergasted is another. Yeah. But yeah, man, like it was down there so deep. And I felt like, anytime I took a sip of alcohol, even if it was like, I'm just going to have, a glass of whiskey, like fancy whiskey with some ice and shit. I was like, I know for a fact that if I let myself slip up, I could drink this whole bottle right now.
Yep.
So that's when I made the decision. I was like, I can't do that. I can't do that because I am married now. I have to be responsible. I need to be a husband. I need to be a fucking provider. And I keep talking on a show about mental health and overcoming your challenges and being your own light. And I'm over here just fucking constantly playing tiddlywinks with the fucking darkness, dude. I'm like, that's not me anymore.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I drank really heavy for like 11 years. So I know. I mean, I even remember saying to my friends, like, the day I quit drinking is like the day I die. Like, I think what I didn't realize until after I quit was that it starts out and it's fun, and then you're like using it to cope, and then you get so used to just like not dealing with your problems. For me, it was anyways, that you just, you just lose sight of it, and you're just like, this is way easier than, dealing with anything I got going on. And you're right.
If you're using a crutch all the time, your legs will fucking atrophy.
That was beautiful.
Big facts.
Yeah. I think, like you said about, having just a glass of whiskey or whatever. I actually not too long ago talked about this with one of my, it was actually just like less than a week ago with my really good friend. And he was just asking me, he was like, how do you, like when you really, really want it, cause like there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about drinking. I still walk into gas stations and walk to the beer just out of like muscle memory, and the easiest thing for me to say to him was just like, You know it's going to be bad. You know you're not going to have just one drink. The first drink is always the easiest to say no to. And you're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to feel like crap, and you're either going to chase that buzz again and be right back where you were, or so it's tough, man.
It is.
Dude, I heard this really impactful thing on a psych like podcast interview, whatever. And it was like, your first thought doesn't define you. Your second thought does. So if you naturally walk to the beer aisle, but then you have that conversation with yourself of like, I don't want this.
Right.
This is something that I relied on for a period of time, but I want to be me. I want to face what I'm going through. And I do really quickly, it's so universal. That was literally in my wedding vows of like, I didn't feel like I deserved love until I met my wife. And then I was like, shit, I can let this person see me and still be loved, which was huge.
It's hard too.
Dude, I'm really excited for a lyric coming up in this track.
I just realized my camera's backwards, which isn't a big deal for this, but now I understand some issues I was having earlier. Anyway, let's get back to the song.
So the hat really does look good on you. It's just because your camera is backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's still here, man. I can still, it doesn't have to go away, bro.
Just know that I'm gonna break your heart. But bearing with me, man, who am I kidding? I can't fight this feeling. This feeling's addicting. The way that you're living is probably forgiven. The way that I'm living is strictly forbidden. But bearing with me, man, who am I kidding? I can't fight this feeling. This feeling's addicting. The way that you're living is probably forgiven. The way that I'm living is strictly forbidden.
Oh, man. So what did you want to say about that one, Aaron?
The way that I'm living is strictly forbidden. The way that you're living is probably forgiven. This speaks to how critical we are of ourselves and really feeling like we are the ultimate fuck up and everyone else is just like doing their best.
Damn, that was heavy, yo.
Every time I hear this song, I'm waiting until we get 2/3 of the way through and I hear that fucking line and I just want to hug you and be like, Addie, we're all doing our best. We all have shit that we feel like we can't forgive in ourselves. As my good friend Nicholas said early on, it's going to be okay.
Fuck is Nicholas.
It's going to be cool.
That kid sounds like he eats glue. Nicholas.
Some fucking Horton Hears a Who shit.
Right.
Oh, God.
I stole this computer, actually.
Yo, that's where Brooks' music went. Fucking Addie has it.
Found it.
Shout out Klepto.
Yo, shout out to Sealed for Freshness, dog.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, fuck. All right, let's finish out this track, man. We still got another minute left on it.
I've been up all night doing
Things my mom would hate. Oh.
I don't think that I'm alive. I can't even feel my face. If my teeth go through my gums and my
Not about
gums
cocaine.
will have to wait.
No.
I don't think that
Biting off more than you can chew, man.
Sorry, kids.
I can't even feel my face.
Sorry, kids.
I've been up all night doing things my mom would hate. I don't think that
I really love what you're doing right there with the backing track.
Oh,
nice.
Who am I kidding? I can't fight this feeling. This feeling's addicting.
Oh.
The way that you're living is probably forgiven.
The
The
way
way that I'm living is strictly forbidden.
Dude, what a strong finish to that song, too. Like, I feel like I was lulled into a fucking dream with that one, dude.
And then the switch hits. Oh.
I'm gonna tell you the whole like layering the tracks. Okay, so hate me if you want to. My favorite band ever is Blink-182. Love them to death. Will always be my favorite.
I miss you.
You're allowed to be you, man. Come on.
But they did that so much, and that's where I think that's where that came from, because I do that in a bunch of my songs. But like they did that and like Feeling This and stuff like that, and I just remember being like 13 and just being like, oh my god, this is so good.
Bro, it's like that one. It's like you just got blew up by like fucking Goku's Kamehameha. Like,
right.
How do I sing two lyrics at the same time?
Yeah. It's like, how do they do that? Yeah, that's good.
Fucking
all right.
Ed Sheeran perfected that shit years ago. And
so
never since then.
my deep cut on this, referencing Atticus Thatcher as my very close personal friend. Uh, in one of our conversations, you said that the Milk album was a really fun project to work on. Why?
Well, probably all the drinking and drugs.
Okay.
No. It was, so I was working with this cat. He really, at the time, I was slacking a lot, man, mostly because of the drinking. And, he just kept pushing me. And then he was like, let's just shoot for a song a month or a song a week or whatever it was. It was Fuzzy Lonely Hollow off that EP.
So good.
And I had some of my friends over, and we were just looking through beats, and I wasn't writing anything, and I hated everything I was writing, and that one happened. And then after that, it was just like my friends would come over and I'd record, and they would just be in the room. I don't know. It was just a really, when you do something creative, a lot of times you're like really shy about it, and you can't, it's hard to record in front of some people. But it was just like so cool. I just have like people in this, this room that I had, and we were just all hanging out, and I was just recording it. And it was just like one of the lowest points of my life. So all this stuff was just coming out, and it was like, I just couldn't turn it off. And, I was surrounded with people that I enjoyed being around, and it was just like weight off my chest. And it was also a huge party. So, at the time that was really great.
Well, I'm going to be that friend.
Yeah.
While
right?
you're here, dude, let's fucking go.
Make sure you use his microphone too, Aaron, because that thing is banging, but those things are nice.
Yeah,
But
you put googly eyes on it for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Such a good idea.
I'm telling you, bro.
Such a good idea.
So one thing that really stood out to me about this song, though, Atticus, and I'll be 100% honest with you, that song's not in my normal rotation, so this felt very raw and authentic to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it gives me like this feeling of self-hatred, but it's like knowing exactly where you went wrong, but not knowing how to fix it.
Oof.
And that's like, it's
Got
bro. Like that 100% to me screams Up All Night, because like
That's why
I
we
understand.
can't fucking sleep.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, you can't sleep. You feel like, you're not worthy of love. You're biting off more than you can chew. Like, dude, this song, it feels like something that I've gone through, and it's so powerful to me, man.
That's so awesome, man. That's, and the thing is like, I never, like, I guess I was just vague enough to make it, work for everybody. But like, it was really just about me getting out these emotions. And that's like oh my gosh, that's the coolest thing to like, that someone else can relate to it. And, cause I don't think you ever go into something like, I'm going to make this song that's super relatable to everyone. That's like a weird, that's a weird way to start. And,
you make a song that's hyper related to you and you alone, and people are just for some reason like, bro, dude, I went through that.
Yeah.
Man. And you're like, nah.
So we're all, closer than we think,
Dude, in that Batcave Beats interview you did like a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
you talked about how like you got on this kick for a very short period of time where when you first started creating, where you're like, I'm going to create shit people want to listen to. And that didn't really work for you for very long. And then whenever you were like, I'm going to make shit that's vulnerable and authentically me. And then people were like, oh shit, like this is it.
It's a lot harder to make something that you like people pleasing, I guess, making something that you're like, people want to hear this kind of stuff. And it just like, you can tell, you can tell like when someone's talking about something and it's just like, for me, you can just tell it's like, it's not authentic, or it's like, they're talking about all these things that they have. And it's like, dude, we know you're doing this in your room, and that's so cool. Like, maybe you're like projecting into the future, but it's like, I think what gets me is the like super, like, I'm super cool. Like I'm super, popular already. And it's just like, I don't know. It just, to me, it's like, I like people who are just like J. Cole. Like you never hear him talking about like how crazy cool. He's always just like, yo, I'm just this guy who doesn't even have a nice car. You know what I mean? So
he's like, I just make fucking music I like, man. That's all it's got to be.
Right. That's really what you do. That's really what it is. You got to write stuff that makes sense to you. And that's always worked better for me, writing stuff that like I like than making something that I think other people will like, or that people will like see me in this different light. But it just never worked out doing stuff like that.
Mm.
There's one more concept that I have regarding Up All Night. Being in the military, right? I feel like a lot of people I've worked with or know have hit a wall that's pretty much like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like they realize they can't go back, but they don't see a way to move forward. And that's kind of what I'm grasping from this song, with the self-hatred and loathing that I just feel on it. Do you feel like you were trapped that way whenever you were making the song?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely felt like I had already dug this hole that was so deep that there was just like no escape. Yeah, I mean, it was really like dismal. Is that the right word? Like,
yeah,
you know, just like impending doom constantly. It was just like, and I think also like I got so used to just being miserable all the time, you know, being happy or being comfortable just sucked because it was so new, you know. I was so comfortable being miserable that like when good things would happen would be like when I self-destruct the worst, just like self-sabotage, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird place to be. It's a weird place to be because it feels hopeless, man. You know?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I definitely know.
It's a hopeless place to be.
It's so crazy, the stuff that'll get you out of that. Growth is a series of small steps that will make great distance, right? That was the exact wording that I put. And hope is very similar, right? Like you'll find yourself in a dark place, and hope isn't always this shining spotlight, right? Mm-mm. Sometimes it's just a little flicker, and a bunch of those little flickers will start showing up. And the next thing you know, dude, you're not in the dark anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to happen. You're like, at one point, it's just going to feel normal again. Right. It's hard, man, though. It's hard because once you get in that dark, you just can't imagine what light looks like.
Yeah, so that's true.
It's deep, man. It's deep.
Yeah, man.
Aaron, did you have anything else on Up All Night, or do we want to go on to the next one?
No, I'm really stoked. You know, we spent 20 or 30 minutes dissecting that, Tim. I'm really interested in what song is calling to you to really get into with the artist himself.
Dude, it's definitely Hello, I'm Fine. That's my absolute favorite fucking song.
Hell
awesome.
Yeah.
That's my favorite fucking song.
Addy, what do you have before we get ripping into Hello, I'm Fine? Anything?
No, I'm good. I'm ready to just roll through it.
Hell yes.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. I always put a comma there because I feel like that's what it's supposed to be. I'm alone but not angry. Anyway, yeah. I'm not a singer, bro, but I'm gonna probably sing along with this.
All you gotta do is act like you can sing, man. It's really easy, I promise. Yeah. Just act like you can. Just make it seem. Just make it seem like what you're doing is good. Whoa. Dude,
skibbity doo bop,
scat man.
Shimona.
Man, what? You missed your calling.
I know, dude. I know.
There's time.
Why am I a podcaster? God, this fucking song is so good.
Hello, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's my name.
That's my name. Of course it hurts. I'm getting better every day. All of my time wasted away thinking of her. I need a motherfucking. I miss you. I tell my friends I don't talk about you.
I know that they won't.
Can I get an amen?
This part right here, dude. Every single time I hear this, I shiver. Oh, fuck yeah! Brain scratch. Dog.
Sexy.
Okay, so we're about to get into the chorus, and I don't want to fucking. I need to stop. I need a second here. Yeah, man. So first of all, that line, "Hello, I'm fine," right?
Yeah, that's
Holy
my name.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That is so good. Like, okay,
you're killing me, man.
Nah, dude, nah. Because okay, so this was my psychological breakdown of. So everybody that I've talked to who listens to your music, we all have different favorite songs by yours, right? By yours. What the fuck?
Put on the hat, you clown.
So anyway, so Hello, I'm Fine. This one's my favorite song because to me, it screams out the ability of masking, right? Right. Covering up your emotions. Like, you know, I know it hurts, but I'm getting better every day. Like, come on. Like it to me, right? And that's something that I've done a lot in my life, like suffering through anxiety, alcoholism, trying to bury my emotions so much, bro, because life was so difficult. I felt like I was constantly masking because people would be like, hey man, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah,
Right.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like at some point it gets to where it's like, that's my fucking name. I'm fine. Who are you? I'm fine.
Yeah.
You know, like that's crazy to me. And like I'm not saying Up All Night is Aaron's favorite song, but Aaron is a cocaine addict. No, I'm just kidding.
Why didn't we do this at Aaron's house then?
Bro, right?
That was funny as fuck, dude. Out of nowhere. You got me.
Home run.
Oh, fuck. Let's go back to the chorus.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm jonesing over here.
Yeah, dude.
Move on, that's what they always say. What if I don't want to?
That's relatable.
Now you're gone, I'm alone, but not angry. It's wrong, but I hope you're sad.
It's wrong, but I hope you're sad too, bro.
That hi-hat. Let's go.
He broke your heart,
Damn, what a shame.
damn what a shame. Now you're alone, you think about him every day. And all your friends say it's okay. He's such a jerk, you didn't need him any. You drank all day as far as I can tell. And it hurts to know you feel exactly how I felt. Can I get an amen?
Fucking man.
Fucking men, man. Oh, fucking brain scratch, dog. Genius. You gotta tell me how you did that noise. I gotta know. He's like, it's easy, dude.
That's what
Still
they always say. What if I don't want to? Now you're gone, I'm alone, but not angry. It's wrong, but I hope you're sad too.
I hope you're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
I miss you. Thinking of her. Move
Damn.
on. I hope he leaves you.
Move on, that's what they always say. What if I don't want to? Now you're gone, I'm alone, but not angry. It's wrong, but I hope you're sad too.
Okay, man. So how did you make the noise? How did you do it?
So this song was produced by a cat named Jesse Shirts, which is like one of my really, really good friends. And I've worked with a bunch of stuff. I've worked on a bunch of stuff with him, but, he's a wizard. He's a wizard. I have no idea how he did it. He's just amazing.
Wizard.
The mystery continues.
Yeah. I don't know how he does. I don't know how he does anything he does. He's crazy amazing.
Well, whoever this person is, make sure you tell them that they officially found the right frequency to scratch my brain, and I need more of that. So whatever the fuck it was,
I'll call him right after this.
hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Please.
Yeah, I love that one, man, because it's like it's straight up just like, dude, everyone who has been in a relationship that has, you know, that has actually felt like love, you know, and then it ends. It's like, everyone, dude, you're telling me the whole like, I just want you to be happy, man, bullshit. Yo, when it's fresh, when the wound's open, you're just like, man, I hope you feel as bad as I do. And it's shitty, bro. Yeah. It's like, it's exactly how it is. You know what I mean?
Well, to me, right. And when I first heard this song, it struck me so much as like, you know, like a breakup song and all that stuff. What really shifted my perspective on it was how whenever during the second verse, you actually swap it to like from her perspective instead of yours, where it's like, you know, now she's alone. I don't know why, to me, that altered how I looked at the song, because I was like, originally I was like, yeah, dude, like fuck whoever that person was. And then I was just like, oh fuck, man. But people all go through the same shit. the line where you're talking about like, I miss you, but I tell my friends I don't. Like, first of all, why the fuck do we do that shit? Like, why do we lie about how we're feeling, especially to our friends, man?
Maybe it's just a way to help us get through, just to get through, you know, you like fake it till you make it type thing. You know what I mean? I don't know why we do that. We shouldn't.
Dude, that's the second time I heard that phrase today, Aaron.
Wow. Hey. Well, I was trying to combat your anxiety and shit.
That's fair, yeah.
Not make you put on a mask.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
My big thing here is whenever you talk about, I don't talk about you because I know that they won't. Just to emphasize and kind of drive home Tim's point about masking is you already know what they're going to fucking say.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's not going to make you feel better.
Nope.
Yeah.
So instead, we put up this facade of, hello, I'm fine, when really we're not. This is something that's like wrecking our soul right now in our experience. And yeah, we could talk about inflation. We could talk about massive federal layoffs. But that's not what's happening in our individual lives right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's not the biggest thing happening in a lot of people's lives. Yes, tens of thousands of people are going through these horrible things.
Mhm.
But right now, someone listening is going through a fucking breakup.
Yeah.
And that's all they're
True.
thinking about. So someone,
yeah.
what do you think about this political regime? And no, I'm not fucking thinking about that.
Right.
I'm thinking about the sadness and that I'm wallowing in and just wishing that she'd come here and just be fucking sad with me because I
Yeah.
miss her so goddamn much.
Yeah. Dude, that is such a good, I didn't think about that, but that is such a good point. It's almost like we're made to feel guilty for not like, it's like, oh, you don't care about what's going on. It's like, it's not that I don't care. It's like, I got my own shit going on. And how am I supposed to do anything about anything if I can't even get my shit together? You know what I mean? That's such a good
100%.
point, man. That's such a good point.
100%.
That's a great point.
Great point, Aaron. Great job.
Thanks.
I'm going to
just
give you a
feeding off-
sticker.
Yo, I love stickers. What's up?
We should give Atticus a sticker if we haven't yet.
Well, he has a
would-
shirt.
I would love a sticker.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'll get you a sticker. I got a couple left.
Perfect.
Dude. So one thing, right, that really stood out to me and kind of going back to my masking theory here, right? People just don't want to fucking talk about what they're feeling. Like it's like they avoid that conversation talking about like, I know like the idea of like, well, my friends don't want to hear how sad I am about my girlfriend, but it's like, you're avoiding the conversation completely by just saying, I'm fine. You know, like let your friends fucking know that you're hurting inside. It might be the 50th time you've mentioned how sad you are about this breakup or whatever you're going through. But dude, they're your friends. They're going to be there for you.
Yeah, and that's true. And if they're not, then
They're not your fucking friend.
they're not your friends.
That's an acquaintance or a fucking work associate.
Right.
And that's the key point that I thought was very crucial about your perspective shift in the song, because you're talking about the guy in the breakup and how he's fine and he doesn't want to talk about it. His friends don't want to talk about it. But then you go to the girl's perspective and she's telling her friends and her friends are telling him how much of a jerk he is.
Yeah.
It's like she's opening up about her emotions in the song. She's not saying she's fine, but I mean, she is drinking her day away. So,
Yo, you guys are blowing my mind. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
can I get an amen?
Amen, yo. I didn't think about that either, man. This is so cool. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. That's, man, good point. Again.
And before we move on to our next track, I want to drive home how fucking timeless this song is, because listening to Tim's breakdown and your reaction makes me think of fucking Whiskey Lullaby, which is one of the all-time greatest songs in the country genre.
I've never heard it.
Dude.
Oh, you've never heard Whiskey Lullaby?
All right, we're going to have to fix that like right after this. But
I live under a rock.
Dude.
Can we talk about that creative process? Tim, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, like, I find that so fucking funny because I know in the interview you did with Aaron and I both watched the same interview, by the way, but Batcave Beats.
Shout out
that guy.
10 views on YouTube right now.
Batcave Beats is dope.
Yeah, brother. He's got like 5, almost 6K subscribers though, so he's doing something right, man.
Dude,
but
great guy. Great guy.
No, he seemed super chill. I like how much he was trying to figure out about you as a person, but
yes.
I like how when you were talking about, like, basically you were saying like music, like you listen to all fucking kinds of music pretty much. And then now that you found yourself in like the West Virginia area, you started listening to more country, and now you're saying you've never heard Whiskey Lullaby. Like, I'm sure that's a fucking bar
Get
song
out.
that plays.
Get out.
I've
Well,
got
he's
such
in
a,
Ohio. He's in Ohio, so
I've got such a weird relationship with music, man.
it's fair.
When I first started, like, as Atticus Thatcher, I literally, like, obviously there were some times I couldn't avoid it, but like if I was in my car or I was at home, I didn't listen to any music. Like, for like a year.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I just like, I was like, I want it to be totally just, from my brain or influenced by my friends or by me. And even now, like, I still listen to the same My Chemical Romance album I listened to when I was like in 7th grade.
Is it the Black Parade?
I like Cheers for Sweet Revenge better, but the Black Parade is definitely a better album. But
yeah, the Black Parade's a great concept album.
I love the distinction there of this is my favorite album. This album is objectively better, but I like this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much better. But like, yeah, but so I just don't. I hear something that I like, or if like Aaron sent me something recently. What was that guy's name? Ren,
yeah.
Dude, I listened to that song a bunch, but I've never listened to any of his other stuff. Just that song.
He has the same skill you do, where he touches every single fucking genre, and that's something that really inspires me. Is not pigeonholing, being true and authentic, and doing everything that you feel called to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool too. You don't really put yourself inside a box, when you just are like open to whatever, and that way it's like, well, this isn't really my vibe. It's like, no, my vibe is just whatever I do is the vibe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Dude,
that's really cool.
I love that you mentioned the taking a year off of music before you started the Atticus Thatcher project. And that was something that blew my fucking mind, because you were like, you sanitized yourself of what is like what's big and popular right now, because you wanted to make music that was authentic to how you were feeling and what you could authentically create without becoming biased by whatever you had just recently listened to by accident or on purpose or whatever. Right. So, cause you started the Atticus Thatcher project in 2017, right?
No. I've actually got a couple of projects that aren't out. Like the first one I ever did was like Tired and Tipsy, and that was back in like 2014 or something like that.
Oh shit.
And there's some stuff on SoundCloud that's not on iTunes, but I started that
Downloading SoundCloud right now.
And I just didn't put anything out for the longest time, because I had a bunch of friends that like were making music, and I've always been in bands. And so, but I never, the first band I was in, I got kicked out because I tried to sing like Tom DeLonge. So I really put a speed bump in my releasing music, because I was like, oh man, this sucks. But
Damn.
Yeah.
When did you start the Atticus Thatcher project?
2014, somewhere around there.
2014. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got a whole project, Tired and Tipsy, that just like never came out. The album work was done. The songs were done. I was just like, oh, these aren't ready. And they were fun.
Yep.
And Aaron's actually, I've released 2 songs since I've met Aaron, just because he's like, hey, when's the new stuff coming out? And I'm just like, it needs to just come out because I've got it. So, thank you for that, man.
Thank you.
Thank God.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
So I'm curious, right? So where do we go from Hello, I'm Fine? Like, Aaron played Up All Night because that was the first one on his mind. I played Hello, I'm Fine because that's my favorite. Atticus, what's a song that you want to talk about today? Fuckboy Tendency.
I love that song, dude.
That song's a fucking bop. I listen to that all the time.
I love that song. This is definitely not bragging about it, but I was doing an ungodly amount of Adderall when I wrote that.
And put out the song in 15 minutes. Yeah, I heard the interview.
Wait, what were you on when you wrote Banana Man? Just potassium?
Yo! I was wasted on potassium.
He's just fucking wasted on potassium. He was like, bro, what do I write about
anywhere?
Now? Yo, my body is fucking perfect.
Electrolyte.
I think I just hadn't slept in a couple days, and also Adderall. you
Is that
know,
why
I
you're
just don't.
Addy?
It just was a very
dude.
good coincidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Atticus came from To Kill a Mockingbird.
Okay.
You know, where else?
Oh, no
you know,
shit.
Yeah. So
I
that
worked
was.
with a lawyer. I worked with a lawyer named Atticus.
Did you? Man, I bet that was a
Yeah.
cool guy.
He actually was super chill.
That's awesome. But yeah, a lot of the songs that came out, like 2000, 2001, I've, you know, was diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, whichever one. I probably just went to the doctor because I knew what I could get out of it. And, I played heavy into that. And, but I finally just put that down because just like with the drinking, I was like, you know what? This is not good. But, you
It's
know,
become a problem.
yeah, right. Banana Man, we were just in the studio. I was actually just engineering for someone else, and I like had started playing that little guitar loop.
Oh,
And
man.
we had been up all day, and I'd been up for like days at this point, and he was there all day, and then he recorded a little bit to it, and it was dope. But I was like listening to it, and I was just like, I got something for this. So, and then it was done. You know what I mean?
Fucking flowed off the tongue, dude.
Sometimes those happen, you know?
That's
Right
when
out
you're
of the
listening.
potassium bottle.
What is it?
That's what happens when you're listening instead of speaking,
Yeah.
dude. So, Addy, what song?
You know, Banana Man's a good one. My all-time favorite song I've ever done is probably Fuzzy Lonely Hollow. It's probably my favorite.
That is one I'm not as familiar with, so I think let's hit that one.
Let's do it. I love that song.
Fuck
Milk
yeah.
album. I was not impressed with the Milk album at first, but like, you know, you go back and you listen to it and I'm just like, man, that's not what I thought it was. And it's really cool. I'm glad we're listening to it. That's really cool. I hadn't listened to it in a while.
Dude, so criminally underrated. Your music needs to be listened to by masses.
Thank you,
For
sir.
real.
I appreciate that.
Start doing concerts.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say something else, Aaron. I was like, stop.
No.
Let's listen to Fuzzy Lonely Hollow, man. Is that playing through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this a mandolin?
I don't know. This was a beat offline. I have no idea. Maybe a ukulele?
Oh, uke.
Uke.
Atticus, you play guitar, right?
It's a little loud.
A little bit.
Couple of cars, couple of lies, couples done fucked up the lovers they lost. I don't feel ashamed and neither should you. Love's just a game and that's just the truth. Couple of bottles I pour on you, swallow. You wake up tomorrow, fuzzy, lonely, hollow. You vaguely remember me saying I call you. Sometimes I lie even when I don't try to. If you don't have anything to say to me, that's fine. And if you don't have anything to say to me, that's fine.
How are you not singing along, Addy?
So
Jesus, this is
take
fucking such heat.
time. Just hold me when I'm here. Just hope that everything's alright.
Oh, I should have sang Hello, I'm Fine in my fucking voice, Aaron. Damn it.
You know that this is over. The exposure has got to
Both of us.
This is my favorite part of the whole song.
I fall apart when you reach for your phone. I know your keys are probably in your car.
Yes.
And when I call you dry, too many state lights.
Oh, man. How do you do that? How do you fucking sing like this, dude?
Just get really sad.
Dude, you are fucking fantastic. Holy
Oh,
shit.
thank you, man.
No, man, you're not hearing me, dude. Somebody ever like aggressively complimented you? Like, you're so fucking cool? Like,
Yeah, man. Yeah, it happens sometimes, yeah.
be like, did you know that you fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it gets weird, like, especially at shows and stuff. You know,
Oh, shit.
I guess I get a little nervous anyways, and I'll be all like fidgety, and people, you know, someone will come and be like, oh my God. And you're just like, oh God, I want to go home. You know?
oh my God, bro, did you know how fucking cool you are? Like, you're so fucking cool. Like, I would literally drink your fucking bathwater.
I feel like I've been like that before, you know?
Dude, probably.
Yeah, it's hard not to fangirl sometimes.
Right.
So, Addie, just real quick, could you point out the lyric you said, this is my favorite part coming up? Could you just highlight that for me?
Well, yeah, I think, what is it? I know your keys are probably in your car. I think it's just, and in that car you drive through many state lines and leave. I think just at the time and everything I was going through, when I hear it now, I can just, it's almost like I can remember how I felt, you know what I mean? And just how like, I don't know. It's just, it still gives me like chills, you know what I mean? I still like, I can feel the way I felt. And it's just like such a, you think about it, like obviously like the girl is leaving the guy and I know your keys are probably in the car. Like she's already made her mind up and, you're sitting there trying to pick up whatever piece you can, trying to make it work. And it's like, bro, she's already out the door. Like, and it's just like it's kind of like there's just no chance of it. It's just like a really like heavy feeling. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just one of those things you hear and you're just like, damn, I felt that.
Oh my God. Fuck, dude. Editor, help.
No.
So the lyric right before that, like whenever you pick up your phone, I know your keys are probably in your car, right?
It's like it tears me apart. It's whenever you pick up your phone, it tears me apart because I know that your keys are probably in your car.
The point I really extract from that is really this deep need in your soul to have their attention, to be seen. And then whenever the person picks up their phone, you're like, oh, they're not fucking paying attention anymore. Like, I'm not worthy of love and affection and attention right now. I know I've already lost you and you're fucking leaving. That goes back, we've talked to a lot of psychologists and that goes back to that like fucking childhood. Like, I need you to look at me. I need you to see me. I need to be worthy of your fucking love. And that's, again, why I say your music is so universal and everyone can identify with it because everyone has fucking felt that. Everyone has that need to be seen. I need you to look at me and then smile.
Yeah.
I need you to be happy that you're seeing me. And then you pick up your phone. And I'm like, oh, well, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess
All right, bye.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just fucking nothing. Dude, that's crazy.
That is.
Like, it takes me back to back when I know, like, there's this person that I was like fucking, I really wanted something with them, like I really wanted to have a relationship with them. I wasn't like the first, second, or third, choice for them, right? Like I was just there, man.
Felt that.
But it was like I was there when they needed me to be there, right? But that was it. Like, not whenever I needed them.
That sucks.
Yep.
And that shit hurt, dude, because that's how it was, right? Because it would be like, I really felt like we'd be connecting and like, you're really going to be there for me. And then all of a sudden they'd pick up their phone and I know for a fact that they are already halfway out that door.
Yeah.
And that shit broke my heart. This was years ago. Like I've been married now for a good 5 years. So I'm 4 years. Sorry.
I'm fine.
Hello, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's my name. There's the voice. You got to hear it after all, Atticus.
That's awesome.
All right. We've done a lot of shit. I want to hear from you, Addie. What do you think? What are you feeling?
This is what's so cool about going through my music like this. Cause I wasn't thinking about that at all. You know what I mean? But then it just obviously brings up some, like you said, everyone goes through that in their childhood, like need to be seen and just like how relatable it is to, how we feel like as we're adults. And, that's crazy. I feel like I'm going to have to talk to someone after this because y'all are digging up some things in my brain that I didn't even know were there.
Well, betterhelp.com/NSLP gets you 10% off your first month. Helps the channel out quite a bit.
It does.
Perfect.
I know we're kind of winding down here real close to the timeline. Can we listen to Banana Man? Are all three of you cool with that, or should we close out on a different song?
Whatever you guys want to do is cool with me, man.
So what do you want? What are you thinking, Aaron?
So since we are winding down, I'd love to listen to your newest song, but there's a bunch of other shit I also want to fucking talk about.
Yeah.
First, can I present a concept to you that you might have to go back and look at?
Okay.
So in 2017, you released Who Am I?
Yes.
Which again, universal themes. Everyone's going to fucking vibe with that shit.
Mhm.
And then 3 years later, you're talking to your past self with the song Be Who You Are. Those songs pair together so well. Have you looked at that at all? Or like, are there any songs that you're like, dude, these like FBT and Thorns, are there any songs that you like retrospectively, you're like, dude, these two songs are like so intertwined?
Like one's a sequel or some shit.
Like Mariah Carey and FBT or something, you know?
Yeah.
No, well, the thing about Double Trouble is my homie Diamond, first off, he is like one of my biggest influences in music. I think he's a genius. I love him to death. And he always just blows my mind. But me and him really used to, I don't know what it was about us getting together, but we would get together and we would just go crazy. So without sounding like whatever, majority of the Double Trouble project, I don't really remember recording it. But I guess I've never thought about that, like Be Who You Are and Who Am I?
Who Am I?
That's great because I've never thought about, you know, those being paired well together, like they just make sense together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes
I
sense.
sure do know what you're saying.
Let me see if I can. I'm trying to find a list of my music since I don't have any of that ready.
So
it's okay. We have a list of all of your music in front of us.
Is Diamond, is he Aaron or is he Tim?
I don't know, man.
It's a tough question.
That's a tough question.
Who do you want to be? Do you want to be me or do you want to be Aaron? Who's cooler? No,
he does kung fu with me.
Don't answer that.
Yeah, just put me on the spot.
I already know who's cooler.
I'm literally going to a class tonight where hitting each other is part of training. So
right. So anyway, like I was saying, right? Who's cooler?
Well, I have to say Aaron in this regard.
Damn it!
Just be who you are.
I'm gonna tell my wife.
But Addie, do you want to talk a little bit about either of those tracks before we do something else? Or
yeah, so Who Am I was recorded with 3 songs. I was in Brooklyn, and so anyways, I'd met this guy, and we were working together, and he really just like, I thought it was a scam at first because like, I really want to work with you. And he was just really passionate about everything I was doing. And I was like really skeptical. But anyways, he was like, I'm gonna fly out to New York. I gotta, you know, and I was like, well, I'll go up there. And if it's total, you know, bullshit, then I'll just come home. And if not, I get there and this guy has everything laid out for me, man. Shout out Angelo. We got in the studio and we recorded Make a Move, which is like one of the, you know, first video I did, and it was real poppy and really upbeat. But the crazy thing about that is I recorded Who Am I like the same night. We recorded 3 songs that night, and it's just weird thing about how big of a difference Make a Move was. That was like this really cocky, like I can do whatever, to like such a vulnerable song like Who Am I? Be Who You Are. I think that was really just getting into, I guess, how my brain, like the trying to just, what's the word when you take a thought and you try to like verbalize?
Yeah.
I was trying to verbalize just how I felt in my brain, like through the words. Like, I think that was the one I'm like, I'm pulling out my teeth and stuff like that. Just kind of like really dark stuff. And I think I was just trying to take how I was feeling and put that into words. But now that I say that, it's like what I do on all of them. So I don't know how that's any different than the rest of them. I guess it is a little coded because, like, you know, banging my head against the wall. I didn't actually bang my head against the wall, and I didn't actually pull my teeth out. You know, I really enjoy my teeth, but I guess just how like stressful and it felt to be in my brain. That makes sense.
Yes. Again, we opened up talking about like how we perceive ourselves versus others. To me, Who Am I shows that inner struggle of like finding your fucking identity and kind of accepting yourself. And then Be Who You Are sounds like a song you're singing to a friend who like they're trying to be somebody else or they don't love themselves. One track is us dealing with ourselves, and the other is like, just be who you are. Like, I fucking love you. Just be you. You're perfect. You don't have to fight for this.
Golly, man, Yeah, you're exactly right.
Pretty damn good.
Golly, man, y'all are hitting all the stops today, man.
We should have a podcast.
Should.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck we don't by this point, dude.
Yeah, y'all should.
Okay.
I would like to hit Banana Man personally.
Okay. Tim can't not listen to Banana Man. Let's fucking do it.
Listen. So this is my wife's favorite song, which is a huge thing because
Oh, hell yeah.
That's
the big reason why I really wanted to hear it is because I'm sure she's gonna have questions that she would want to ask about it.
I love it.
Bring her in.
Song.
The key thing is gonna be why the fuck did you name the song Banana Man? But
Drugs.
But now we know you're up for 3 days. So. Yeah.
It was a lot of potassium. Okay, we know that. We got that.
So much potassium.
So here's the thing, right? The moment the fucking guitar started playing that booty doo, like my wife was immediately like, "This is it. I love this song." I was like,
That's
"Damn,
awesome.
that quick!" And I looked
That's
at
so
the
cool.
artwork and I was like, "That's fucking amazing."
It's so funny.
Okay, let's get into it because this song
So
is
loud.
just so fucking good. I don't know why it's so loud on your end, dude. It's quiet on mine. How's that? Better?
You always made me nervous, but I never tell you that. I hope you know that I would never let you down. It's hard to watch you walk away with him hanging in.
That fucking layered vocals again, dude.
I'll never be the
That
one
you're
that
the
you're
one
leaving with.
Yep.
I walk into the sun, if that make you believe.
Been there.
You come running to my arms, and I'd never ever leave. I won't try to change your mind. I won't ever say a thing. Your love for a lifetime, that just ain't enough for me.
Hmm.
You're always on my mind.
The banana?
You should pay me rent. Yes.
I'm looking in her eyes, but
Thinking
I'm thinking
of
of you. You said you see me soon, but I know you probably forget. I done played the game, I know the tricks. You probably call and say that you're upset.
So many
But
lyrics
I've heard all the
here.
lies like a million times. I don't really need to hear them now. There's just one thing I haven't figured out.
When you're gonna let me know you're gonna let me down.
Okay. All right.
Fuck.
Wow.
What track is it where you're like, I answered the phone sighing because I'm just tired of all the bitching and the lying?
I think that's Mariah Carey.
Dude, that's just the same shit.
Oh man.
So going back to my theory that I posed at the beginning of this recording, okay, there's a reason why I think Banana Man is my wife's favorite song. And it's not just because of the guitar and how fucking amazing the song sounds, because that alone would get people addicted. But I think the lyrics cut deep, right? I love how in the song you're talking about this, like, it's almost a level of insecurity, right? Because it's like you want to have this love, but at the same time, like you're waiting for the love to disappoint you. And because you're talking about how at some point I'm just waiting for you to let me down.
Other shoe syndrome.
And to me, I was like, I know at one point my wife had definitely dealt with insecurities, right? She talked about it in her episode. It's a hard thing, especially like being a woman in modern society. Like you're constantly being shown like this shit, like you need to look like this and you need to be doing X, Y, and Z, and it creates this sense of insecurity that my wife has done an amazing job of overcoming and continues to battle to this day. But I feel like hidden in those lyrics, there's this deep rooted sense of like longing for a love that you don't feel like you deserve and you never feel like it'll actually ever come.
You hit the nail right on the head. I wrote this literally like right before I met my wife, which she totally flipped the script on my whole life. I could talk about her for hours, but I was, dating around and, this is around the time where my life was good things in my life were starting to happen. I felt some momentum with, the music, and I was playing some shows around Spartanburg. And so with that, like I said earlier, when things start going good for me, is typically when I tend to self-destruct. You know what I mean? I'd gotten into this relationship and I was like convinced it was like this, you know, end all be all. And then I like realized that it wasn't. And I guess just kind of going back and forth to like, what am I doing? You know, like, what am I doing? Like, you know, I'm like thinking of these other girls that I've dated and like, to watch you walk away with him and get in, you know, and like just like missing out on these. And it just kind of, you know, kind of feels like this thing love is not gonna, you know, happen for me. And I guess with the chorus, it's like, your love for a lifetime, that just ain't enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, I go back and forth like I want more than that. Like I want more than that, like from you. And then also it's also like, that's not going to cut it, you know? So it's like it's really wishy-washy, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, you know what I mean?
Yo, that really speaks to the dichotomy of realizing you're not going to be happy no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want this so fucking bad, but it's not meant to be. So how do you reconcile that?
Oh man. Time. I think when you get in your head that you want something so bad, you almost convince yourself that like at some point it is going to happen. And then when you realize it's not, you're like, I hate the time heals all, because there are some things that time just doesn't heal. You like learn how to, I don't want to say deal with it, because like grief and stuff like that I hate to say that's something you do, you know, you just deal with it, but like
you learn to live with it.
It's a scar you carry with you for the rest of your life.
Because you know, like your brain, like, I mean, being just with somebody for an amount of time, like your brain is just wired to like, you see a sign that reminds you of them, and you know, you can't just like, I don't know. It's how do you get over anything? I think like you said, you just learn to live with it.
Dude, you hit the, like, I mean, it's your song. Of course you hit the fucking nail on the head. But that idea, right, of like building up this thing in your head and it becomes grander than it ever could be in person, right? That is this idea, the insecurity that you're tapping into, right? Because like you need this love to be so fucking like, you know, you'd come running to my arms and you'd never ever leave, bro. Come on. It's not realistic. That's never going to happen. But you've built that up in your head. That's how it's going to play out. That's how this love is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like, you know, you're never going to get that. It's so insane, dude. Like this fucking yin and yang.
Well, and you think about it too, like you build that idea up in your head, and anyone who's made it past that point and is like has found a way to be happy now, or you know, getting to a point where they are, you realize that like you probably didn't even want that for a good reason. Like you just wanted it because you thought that's what you needed.
That's what you thought it fucking was, but that's not what it is, man. Let's finish out this song, dude. Let's finish it out.
Okay.
I walk into the sun, if that make you believe, you come running to my arms and I never ever leave. I won't try to change your mind, I won't ever say a thing. Your love for a lifetime, that just ain't enough for me.
Hell yeah. We were just at the end chorus. That's good. Damn, dude. All right, Aaron, pitch the idea.
All right. So
About
we're coming to the end of our typical recording schedule. But I've got a deal for you, Addy.
Okay.
What if we listen to your unreleased tracks for our Patreon exclusively?
Let's fucking do it.
So we're probably going to run our usual sign off, and this is where the free episode's going to end.
Okay.
So if you want to see the extended cut with some incredible songs, like 45 is going to be out by the time you listen to this, so check that song out. But my wife's favorite song, Hurricane, is probably not out. Down Low, probably not out.
Probably not out.
So if you want to hear some unreleased Addy Thatcher that you're getting as his friend, check out our Patreon.
With all that beautiful stuff being said here, I do feel like we have to properly wrap this episode up. To do that, I need to ask you, Atticus Thatcher, do you feel like your music is growing alongside you, Or do you think you still struggle with some of the same things that you wrote about years ago?
Oh man, yeah, you're still gonna. I still struggle with all that. Like I said, it's not something that just like gets better with time. It's just about how you deal with it. And I definitely feel like I'm in a way better place. But those things like that, they're always going to be with you. You just got to find a way to make your life better in spite of them. You know what I mean? Or maybe in spite's not the right word, but you just gotta, they're growing with me. I keep some of that to remember that my life is good. Yeah. I've got a great life. I'm super blessed. I'm healthy. My family's healthy. Dude, everything's so good. Everything is so good all the time. And it just, anytime I'm down, I'm just like, everything's so good. Why are you even,
Bless.
Dude, what I love about your music is that it's basically therapy, dude. It's not just music that like people put on and they kind of, they go fucking crazy to or whatever, And if that's how they enjoy your music, great, But to me, your music helps me feel seen. Like the emotions and the struggles that I have faced in my past, I feel like you and I are like soul brothers in a way, man.
Hell yes.
And like listening to your music, I feel like I've gotten to know you. And sitting here and talking to you, dude, and like fucking analyzing your songs and stuff. Like, dude, I'm telling you, there's an Atticus Thatcher theory that's going to be floating around on No Streetlights from now on. And it's going to be based around psychoanalyzing our future guests based off of what song they love the most about you. From you.
Big facts.
What an honor, dude. What an honor.
Nah, dude, it was a fucking honor to have you on here, man. Thank you so much for joining us, dude.
Oh, dude, I thank y'all, man. This has been so cool, and I love what y'all are doing, and I'm just glad I could be a part of it, man. It's so cool, man.
Thank you. Huge shout out to the listeners as well. Thank you for letting us discover this new artist for you that you probably haven't heard of. He's got tens of thousands of listens on Spotify. It needs to be hundreds of thousands. Let's fucking
yeah.
I want people talking with their friends about our show, but even more than that, I want people talking about their favorite Atticus Thatcher track and sharing with their friends so they can psychoanalyze each other. I've talked about some things that you can do to support the channel. Obviously like, subscribe, comment down below. We talked about the BetterHelp link. We talked about Patreon. So we've got to shout out our patrons. Jason Grooms, Eric Spears. They're currently at the top of the tier. Thank you guys so much. Also, Ketria Hausner, Highland Markle. You guys fucking rock. You guys have helped us out so much from day one.
Oh my God. Yeah.
We could go on and on about that.
Yeah. You guys are fucking incredible. I just want to make sure I go ahead and let everybody here know that our show cannot be a substitute for any kind of professional medical advice. If you do need assistance now, please call 911 or text or call 988 for immediate medical intervention. With that being said, though, be good to yourselves and each other.
We love you.
I love you.
Banana Man! And I never ever leave.
No street lights, but we're finding our way. In the dark, but we've got something to say. Lessons learned and stories untold. Come on in, let the truth unfold.